Welcome back to SEVA TV. I'm Daira, your host for today. SEVA TV features educational videos made by students in the Sacramento County. Today, we're featuring some amazing videos created by student producers and going behind the scenes to learn more. Today's theme is Create. Express yourself through art. We're looking at videos of our students' favorite ways to get creative. Well, are we ready for today's episode? Let's get started.
I want to share with you why food nutrition is very important for your immune system and your health.
We're going to show you how to make rubber band bracelets.
Stay tuned because DC Daily starts now.
Hey you, that's why you shouldn't vape.
To kick off today's episode, Blue from Will Rogers Middle School shares with us how to write a song. Blue believes that there is a song in everyone, and she shares some basic steps on how to create your own music. Let's watch her video.
Welcome, my name is Blue Clark, and today I'm going to teach you how to make an original song. First, you're going to bring out a tool called creativity. I get ideas by going outside to look at nature. Then, you picture what you want to write about. Each song tells a different story. For my story, I'm picturing maybe a song about things that keep me up at night. Step 2, lyrics. Now that you have your subject, you need lyrics. This may seem hard and take some time, but my trick is to write what comes naturally, building around the idea of the story. We're going to need some lyrics for the chorus and verses. The best part about writing a song is the freedom. You can do as many choruses, words, verses as you want. I'm thinking of 2 choruses, 2 verses, a bridge, and maybe a catchy outro. The structure of the song is very helpful because it keeps it organized, but we can change anything about the structure as we go. Most of my lyrics are personal, like in the first chorus, I say, never gotta look at the half-court above. In this line, I'm referring to the Manor in Disneyland, Anaheim, where there is a secret half-court at the top of the mountain. So think of things that are about you, or you can relate to. It could be a person, a place, anything. Another useful tip is using a rhyming book. If you want your lyrics to rhyme, it's very helpful, along with a rhyming pattern. Step 3, instrumentation. If you play an instrument, yay! If you don't play an instrument, there are many websites online you can use to make beats out of. Another way to make a melody is a friend who does play an instrument. I happen to play guitar, so I'm going to write my song on that. I choose chords that fit my lyrics. I'm going for a low, sort of soft sound, matching the melody of my lyrics. If you can't think of anything, find a song with a similar tone to what you would like your song to sound like, and change them up a bit. Step 4, putting it together. Now that you have your melody and lyrics, you're going to put it together. You can add lyrics to the melody with the lyrics, or make them all at the same time, whatever works best for you. Step 5, editing. Putting what sounds best for the song is essential, so going through your lyrics is very important. Like, when I was editing my song, instead of saying, filling our shoes with Oregon sand, I added watching the day pass, to make the line longer and more meaningful.
Thinking about the time the rubber caught us off guard, filling our shoes with Oregon sand, watching the day pass.
Now that you are finished with your song, if you already haven't, you can title it. Step 6, presentation. My friend, you have written a song. Something you may have thought was impossible, but here you are. I present to you my song I wrote using this video process. This is called Waking Mind.
I could rest my head, but never rest my thoughts. Pacing in my mind of forgotten and forgiven times.
There is no correct way to write a song. It's art, and you'll only get better with practice. I can never exactly teach anyone how to write a song because it's something you have to learn on your own as you go. I hope I have taught you something about being a songwriter. Thank you for listening.
What a cool video. I love that song. We had a chance to interview Blue about her love of songwriting and the process of making her video. Let's hear from her now.
Hello, my name is Blue. I go to Will Rogers, and the title of my video is How to Write a Song. I wanted my viewers to seek their creativity and their passion and see if writing a song is for them. I write songs as often, as much as I can because I don't have lots of time, but I like to do it in my free time. My favorite part about making it was getting different shot types because I could get shots of my guitar and like me singing and different angles of my fingers. I think that writing a song and like is a form of art, and I think everyone can do art, and writing a song is something that I like to do, and I think that others would like to do it too. Art comes in many forms, and it's like your ideas, not someone else's. All the art that you do comes within you.
Thanks, Blue. Next up, Cordova High School student Daira makes graphic t-shirts for her loved ones and shares the process with us. We interviewed Daira to learn more. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Hello, my name is Daira. I go to Cordova High School, and the name of my video is Graphic Tee, and it's about creating a graphic t-shirt. I will be printing on like a graphic onto a tee and just kind of instructing on how to take the steps into making a t-shirt. My favorite part is showing the outcome of the t-shirt and how it just comes to life when it's done. You can be creative and you can put anything like on a shirt. Anything you want to bring to life, you can put onto a shirt. The video program is very good. It's very entertaining. It's fun to work with like all the students like around me, my classmates and all that stuff, working together, even working with people like you don't usually work with, and also learning about editing and just creating videos on your own in case like you just want to make something or just be creative. But overall, it's a really good program and I would recommend it.
Thanks for sharing with us. Now, let's take a look at her full video.
Welcome to how to make your own graphic t-shirt. Things you'll need: Cricut machine, Cricut, template, plain t-shirt, iPad to extract images, and vinyl as well. Scissors as well. Then you want to upload your image to Cricut Space Design. Then choose how big or small you would want your image. Then you'll need scissor brand, vinyl, and scissors. Then cut the vinyl to the size of the template. Next, place the vinyl onto the template and turn the Cricut machine on. Press down lightly so vinyl is secured. Now let the Cricut machine do its thing. Next, remove the template and the vinyl. Then make sure you are able to see your design and peel off slowly. Next, you'll use the Cricut tool to peel the background of your image. Then you'll be left with the main design. Next, preheat the Cricut machine to 270. Next, place your shirt onto a flat surface. Next, center your image onto your shirt. Then gently press down so the adhesive can stick. Next, take your heat press and apply for 15 seconds. You would need to go in a rotation of a square to get each corners. Next, let it cool down and gently peel the plastic off. Finally, you have created your graphic tee. Now you are able to wear it and create outfits. Now show off your fashion sense to the world with your new graphic tee.
Nice work, Daira. Up next, Allison from Center High School shares an introduction to photography through her sense of humor. Let's watch.
Hey kids, are your pictures kind of looking like this? Well, I have a solution for you.
And so how do you do that?
Well, thank you, tiny child that kind of looks like my model. I will show you how. First of all,
starting out, you need to have a camera. I have a Canon EOS 6D Mark II camera. I keep my ISO on auto depending on lighting, and I stay in single shooting when doing still shots. For settings, I use C1 because everything looks pretty good. Next, you're gonna need a model. It doesn't matter the model, but find someone who's comfortable in front of the camera. Remember to shoot above the waist for better outcome of photos. Lighting is a must. We lucked out with a cloudy day giving us a diffused lighting for our shoot. Make sure your model has a natural look on their face. Try to relax the face a bit, giving it a slight smile and raise the eyebrows just a bit. Make sure to pose your model comfortably so he doesn't look awkward. Then make sure he is comfortable letting you touch him when you pose him. And try to remember to do different poses and facial expressions so that your photography photos come out better. Try movement in the shots for some cool effects. Don't be afraid to shoot with multiple people because sometimes group photos can turn out pretty funny. And remember to have fun. And here's some shots we took that day. I hope this tutorial is as good as you think it is. Have a good day!
Thanks, Allison. Now, let's take a look at Simone, Brighton, and Cecelia's video, which highlights their love for theater. Let's take a look at their video. The theater is a magical place.
The theater is a magical place.
My theater company is called Royal Stage.
I am the owner and artistic director of the theater.
Theater is the thing I spend 95% of my time doing. I spend all my time at Royal Stage.
I think the theater can be a magical place because you can make it anything you want it to be.
Well, they do different shows and they do a lot of, and they do different ages.
We are right now putting on a show of 120 students. All of them collaborate together, sing, dance, and do different musical numbers.
I think just the whole experience is magical, especially when you add in the lighting and the sound and the costumes.
My favorite part would really be like getting into character and basically being this different person that I'm not.
You get to explore worlds that you wouldn't otherwise in your everyday life.
Thought this might be fun to do, so I did it and I got hooked on it. It was so much fun. So I started doing more shows, and here I am on my 5th show, and it's really fun. I feel like that's my second family.
Something that I've experienced that is magical, that's part of the theater, is just getting to see everybody just grow and become friends. It's so magical to me how you can get a room full of strangers together, and by the end of the 3 or 4 months that it takes to put on a show, they're all best friends and truly like a family.
I've made so many friends when I've done theater. Like, I came doing theater, like having no friends, and I ended up with like a whole group of friends.
I love choreographing for shows. I love teaching people how to create movements to music. Dance is definitely my favorite part of theater.
There's so many different ways that people can act and express themselves.
My favorite part has to be when you're singing on the microphone. It's just really exciting for me.
My skills have just grown so much, and I've just learned so much more.
When you sing, you just feel like you're in the song, and sometimes when you dance, some of the dances are difficult, but they're also really, really fun.
Being able to do all of this and then have the support from the other staff members and the kids with focusing and doing what they need to do and going out into the theater and watching them as they perform, it all comes together even when you think it probably won't.
In theater, it's really fun because you get to go in like special parts, and like you get to like hang out with your friends backstage, and like there's the costumes are so much fun.
I think everyone should do theater.
What a special video. Let's hear from Simone from Del Paso Manor Elementary School on her experience creating this video.
Hi, I'm Simone, and I go to Del Paso Manor Elementary, and my SEVA is The Theater is a Magical Place. We just wanted to show that theater is more than just people singing and talking on stage. It's so much more than that. The theater, everybody in the show, they become one family, and everybody is going to be accepted. You don't have to be good or bad at anything, because theater, you get to be someone that you're not, and you get to create your own character in so many different ways. It was so fun to get a different variety of shots, and once we put it all together, I was like really proud of it with my group. The hardest part was definitely, I think, editing. We kind of had to restart like right before the deadline because it was hard to like cut some of the interviews, and it was hard to do that without jump cuts. The process might take an unexpected turn, and you'll always have to be able to compromise. All of us in our group, we all love theater, and it's just super fun to show what theater means to a bunch of people.
Thanks, Simone, for sharing with us. To wrap up today's episode, published author Anisha from Inderkum High School shares the process of publishing her book. Where do I begin? Let's check it out.
If you would have told me 5 years ago that I'd be a self-published author, I'd call you crazy. But now that that's a reality, I want to show you how I went from this to this. So let's dive right into it. Now, you want to write and publish a book, so where do you start? Before even thinking about publishing, you gotta come up with an idea and brainstorm. So, how do you do that if you're struggling? Personally, what I like to do is I like to draw from my life. So, take the successes, the struggles, the good, the bad, and write it all down. Put it into different categories, and then attach that to what genre you're interested in writing in, and take it from there. There's a couple other ways you can do it, but personally that's what I like to do so that the themes that I'm talking about can be consistent when I'm writing throughout any genre. Okay, step 2. Now that you've got that award-winning idea, what do you do next? Well, you may or may not plan. There's 3 ways to go about your book. You could be a planner, someone who outlines their entire book before they put pen to paper on their first draft. You could be a pantser, who doesn't make an outline for their book and kind of lets their character take control of their own story. Or you could be a mix of both, which is a planster. You might have some sort of outline or guidance for your book, but you still let your creative juices flow. No matter which way you choose, make sure that it fits your book and what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, this next step isn't really a step, more so a tip for overcoming writer's block. Writer's block is something that every writer will face, so if you're going through this, don't worry, there will be a way out. Now, a few ways I like to go about this. 1, I like to listen to music. I listen to music while I'm writing, but if I ever have writer's block, sometimes I just step away from my laptop and just listen to music. And I try to listen to songs that capture the emotion that I'm trying to write about that I'm currently blocked on. So that's one tip. Another tip, step away from your laptop. Take a walk, exercise, do something to get your mind off your story, because tired writing isn't always the best writing, nor should you force it. Lastly, another thing I like to do is reread what I've written. I like to go up a few pages or chapters and really see what my story is, what I'm missing, what plot holes there are, so I can get more connected with my story. Okay, step 3. Now you figured out the way that you're going to go about planning your book. What do you do now? You write your first draft. Now for a lot of writers, this can be daunting at first, because you might get caught up with the voices in your head telling you this isn't a good story. But trust me, you gotta keep writing and persevering through. And don't worry so much about editing, because you're meant to have a first draft, and your first draft will not be perfect. Just accept that. Okay, now for step 4. It's time to edit. Congrats on finishing your first draft. You're already halfway through the process. Now, before you run and go buy an editor to do developmental editing, proofreading, or line editing, you need to edit your book yourself. You need to go in, see if the story's flowing the way that you want it to. Do your own proofreading, and just get a little more closure with your story. Then you can go out and find an editor. But that leads me to the next step. So step 5. It's officially time to start thinking about publishing. Now, when I said that editing is going to tie into this, it depends on the type of publishing that you're going to do. So there's 2 types. You've got self-publishing and traditional publishing. Now, I'm a self-published author, which means that I had pretty much all the control over my book. But that also came with some additional costs, like my cover and editing and other things like that. So note that if you're going to self-publish, you're going to have to take on a majority of the costs by yourself. Now, if you traditionally publish, then it's a little bit different. What you have to do is you have to find an agent who's going to help get your manuscript, or your book of what you've written, and you have to get an agent that will help you get your manuscript into a publishing house. And once you get that into a publishing house, you'll get a down payment for your book, which can range depending on the type of book that you have, and they will cover the editing, your cover, and your marketing. However, with that, you lose some of the creative control that you would have with self-publishing. So figure out what will work best for your book and if it will affect your wallet or not. Okay, now the last step. However, it's important to note that this step needs to be implemented throughout all the other steps that I talked about. And what is that? Marketing. Now, whether you self-publish or traditionally publish, marketing should be consistent throughout. And what I mean by that is when you're writing your first draft, when you're brainstorming, when you're thinking about your cover, when you're editing, whatever step you're in when you're writing your book, market it, make a video, talk about it online so that you can engage readers. And I say this because I made that mistake when I was trying to self-publish my book. I was consumed by the fear that I might not publish my book, so I waited until I actually held it in my hand. And I realized that was a big mistake because no one knew about my book. I didn't have an audience or anything, so it took me a while to build up a following that would be interested in reading my book. So make sure that whatever step you're in, you're consistently letting your audience and readers know about what you have going on in your life. So that's how to write and publish a book. Now, if you're still struggling, I have a podcast called What Don't You Know, where I'll be diving into these steps further. Another great resource is to look at Readseed because they have industry workers who are knowledgeable on all of these steps as well. And lastly, just look at TikTok and YouTube and other platforms where writers and authors are sharing their stories like myself. I hope you enjoyed this video and good luck on your writing journey. This was how to write and publish a book.
What an amazing story of taking a roadblock and making it into something wonderful. And congrats, Anisha, on your book. Well, that's all for today's episode. Next episode, we're diving into videos all about friendship and how to show love to those around us. In the meantime, for more content, check us out on our website at secctv.org or find us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm Taya, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of SEVA TV. Until next time!